Hello, Phil.
What
Hello,
it
Dante.
do?
How's
What
it
it
going?
do? What it
What it
do?
do? What it do?
It's always good to see y'all on this nice Tuesday evening, ready to talk about some sports.
Let's
Yeah,
get it.
Y'all ain't in the arguing mood today because I am.
that's always gonna be
Hey, bring it.
always gonna
We'll see. So let's get right into it. So NFL is back. Are y'all happy?
yes, sir. Listen,
Hell yeah. Shit,
this
I
is the
watched the
best time of the
Hall of
year.
Fame game the other night. I
You
was
watched the
in.
whole game?
Yeah, I
You
watched the whole
watched three
game until
quarters
like
of it.
to the rain delay.
The Bears beat the Texans 21-17, even though all the stars ain't play. But it was good to see football back. Man, it was good to see the Texans' new uniforms, which
hmm
I really like those. There was no CJ Stroud, no Stephon Diggs, none of the stars. But I mean, I did get to see John Mechie. I did get to see Cam Akers, who I thought had retired and went and played in Canadian Football League.
Mm.
But it was good to see him back.
But I don't really get into it until the first game of the season. Preseason, you're gonna see a bunch of people that ain't gonna be on the roster. It's always good to see your squad out there. As far as getting into it, yeah, I need to see it when the records count.
Yeah, I mean I agree with that 100%. But at the end of the day, I ain't had no real sports since the NBA Finals, so I'm just
Like
happy to see somebody play. I really don't care who it was, if it was preseason, if it was somebody out in my front backyard. I don't care. I just wanted to see some football, and it was just good to see, some hitting out there.
like giving a thirsty nigga some water.
Yeah,
Nah, like I said, I
true.
watched the first two quarters. It was like I said, it was good to watch the wide receiver for Houston because they said they only have like maybe two spots available because they're loaded. Same with the
Loaded.
Bears, they're loaded on wide receiver, so they got like 5, 6 guys competing for two spots. And I wanted to watch that, and it obviously looked like John Mechie from Alabama. He getting one for the Texans. I was like, yeah, he got that. But the Bears, I'm sitting there like, well, whoever is fighting for these spots, you fighting behind, DJ Moore,
Mm.
Keenan Allen, and they got the kid from Washington.
Ronza Duze.
Yeah, Rome Odunze. So good luck getting some burn over Keenan Allen, Rome Odunze,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
DJ Moore.
Listen, you gotta be one of them cats that good at punt returns, good at special teams, just so you can get on the roster and make your case later on. Because injuries happen. Be ready to strike when the fire's hot.
Yeah, and guys gotta remember they also got Swift and Caleb who gonna be out there start cooking now. So that's gonna be a hell of a lineup. And they got the tight end Komet. I'm thinking they may have like one of the best offenses this year, which leads me into the next little question here. Since the NFL season is coming back, which teams are y'all most excited to see other than the Dallas Cowboys?
You know what? I'm not even gonna fake. The Cowboys gonna be what it is this year. I don't see us making the playoffs, but as far as excitement, I want to see what Houston going to do. I want to see how they build on what the run they made last year.
Yeah, for me, the Houston thing gonna be interesting only because that division was just so bad last year.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I think Indy gonna be better this year because Richardson gonna be healthy, so they gonna be better. Jacksonville, again, they had a down year. Trevor Lawrence, I think he gonna be back on top of his game, and they gonna do some things. I'm almost kind of looking at Houston is taking a small step back, not a big step back, but a small step back because they're gonna have like a top. I heard that they got like a top 4 schedule now.
Yeah.
Because they
Yeah.
won so much
That
last year,
run.
so they're gonna have like a top 4 schedule. So I think they're
Yeah.
gonna regress a little bit, not too much though. For me, who I'm excited to see, and this gonna sound from a Cowboy fan.
I already know what you're about to say.
Actually, I want to see Jaden Daniels, man. I got a feeling he gonna have a better season than Caleb Williams gonna have. I don't know why. I think Caleb gonna have all the weapons, and he probably got the better team around him. I'm just not sure about Caleb when it comes to his coaching. Eberflus, I'm not on that dude at all. So I don't, and I think they got a new offensive coordinator too. I'm not sure about him either. But Jaden Daniels, for me, he's interesting. He's an interesting prospect. If they can actually put some plays in place that keep him from getting, running too much like RG3 did, and he becomes a little bit more of a pocket dude, they might be okay, man. They might be okay, especially if Austin Eckler returned to Austin Eckler of about 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
They got some weapons. I ain't gonna say that they playoff bound or they, gonna be a 10-win team. But I'm just excited to see what they're gonna actually do. They set up to do some good things in the future.
Well, of course, I'm as a Commanders fan. I'm excited to see the Commanders, but they're not the team I'm looking forward to seeing. I'm looking forward to seeing the San Francisco 49ers, a team who's been to the conference finals 4 out of the past 5 seasons,
Yes.
been to 2 Super Bowls in the past 5 seasons, who is always some injury, some little thing has always stopped them. And to be honest, if you could just turn off injuries on any team in the NFL, San
49.
Francisco goes undefeated every season.
Yeah.
Every year they lose key people. They said that they changed up the way they practice and everything, and they enhanced the training staff. So that's what I'm looking forward to seeing. And plus, it's just a fun team.
Do you trust Purdy?
Yeah, as a system guy, yeah, I trust him. Now, would I take him and would I put him on a team that doesn't have that many weapons? No. You think I'm gonna trust him like I trusted Brady or Aaron Rodgers? Hell no. Hell no, I'm not trusting that dude. But
As long as that dude got Kyle Shanahan, he'll be all right.
Yeah, to run jet sweeps to Debo, to do a quick dump off to McCaffrey, do a slant to Ayuk if he's still there, then yeah, I trust him. But the second his weapons got injured last year, I was like, oh, he was looking like he's shooting out there.
He looked like the final pick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
but that's who I'm looking forward to seeing. I still think they're gonna get right back to the NFC Championship, especially since they upgraded the O-line a little bit. They went and got a safety and another wide receiver, which made me think that they already know Ayuk is walking out the door because they went and got Ricky Purcell in the draft. I said, uh-oh, that means Ayuk may be gone.
That's insurance, yeah.
Yeah. But that's the team I'm most excited to see.
Well, it's funny you should mention injury with them because Christian McCaffrey got a calf injury already. So he gonna be out for, pretty much he probably not gonna play in the preseason at all. So, they starting off with a little bit of injuries already. Again, losing Ayuk, that's another thing that might be big for them. Again, they still gonna be loaded, Debo, Kittles, McCaffrey, they still gonna be pretty low. They got Kyle Shanahan calling the plays.
I was just about to say.
They gonna be there.
Yeah, they got one of the best coaches, quarterback-friendly coaches in the NFL. I mean, that dude makes everybody look like a superstar. So
yeah, another coach that the Commanders just let walk. But that's another topic for another day.
You gotta let that go, buddy. You gotta let that go.
So, who y'all think is going to be the surprise team of this season?
Ooh.
Not named the Cowboys.
Can we consider Green Bay a surprise team?
That was gonna be my pick, Green Bay.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I think they had one show-out game that was in the playoffs.
Yeah,
that was it. I didn't notice them last year, so yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with them. I think Love comes and I think he has a great year this year. Another year under his belt, I could just see them doing good things this year.
I think the $200 million might just help him a little bit. I think the $200 million might help him a little bit.
Well, that could be the gift and the curse. Because sometimes when you pay these dudes too early, they're not as hungry because they didn't pay you got what you were looking for. So what are you hungry for now? You used to have to bust your tail to get paid. Now you just be in the right position at the right time. They throwing $200 million in your pocket. So
that's just like again. All of these dudes ball out in their contract year. You know what I'm saying? When they in their contract year, you see them doing everything under the sun, and then for some reason they go back to being who they are. That's why I say if you on a 4-year contract and then on that you got 2 or 3 years where you kind of just average, and then in that 3rd year when it's time for you to get paid, now you ball out. I understand you got to pay him because again, I just balled out. But at the same time, you got to look at, okay, he was kind of average the first 2 years. I mean, what's that all about?
But they don't do that. I mean, how many quarterbacks have we seen have one good year and then the next year teams are throwing money at them?
Yeah.
I mean,
you see it a lot the past 3 years. You saw it with Jalen Hurts. You saw it with Geno Smith.
Yeah.
You saw it with I can't say Patrick Mahomes. He had a decent resume.
Pay that dude. Pay that dude.
You remember Donovan McNabb had 6 good games with the Washington Redskins, and they gave him an extension.
Yeah.
So it's not. I'm not shocked. Like Kirk Cousins is the master of the 1-year contract.
Man, that dude.
All out 1 year, get paid, and then don't do too great the next season.
Dude, Kirk Cousins is one of the players I think is better than what people say or what he shows sometimes. I just think it's the team.
Let it go, bro. Let it go.
No,
Let it go.
I just think
If you gotta think about it that much to
I was
kind of
trying to think of
articulate it, let it go.
say it. I was thinking about how to say it. If you look at the teams, like especially the one of the years he was with Minnesota, the very next year they lost their running back, a couple of other people. I mean, they stopped running the ball. They having him throw the ball 40, 50 times a game. That's not his game.
Look,
That's
man.
not his game.
You
He's
close your eyes. You close your eyes, and him and Dak Prescott are the same player.
He's a worker.
You know,
If you can run the ball and let him manage the game, you can win with him. But if you have him out there throwing 30, 40 times,
man, both of those dudes are the same thing. Their teams get down by so many points, and then you look up at the end of the game and you be like, oh, they got 400 yards, 4 touchdowns, a couple of interceptions. And you be like, oh, they had a good man. He had to throw the ball 50 times, so no wonder he got 400 yards.
But at least with Cousins, we can say he balled out for a whole season. You can never say that about that. You can never say that about that.
Man, Kurt ain't never won in the playoffs. Kurt ain't never won nothing in the playoffs. He a stat stuffer during the year, just like Dak is a stat stuffer during the year, and then the playoffs come, and somehow I'm not saying it's all on him. I'm saying something happened to the point where that team, the Vikings, couldn't get over the hump.
You come up with in the playoffs. You're playing better talent. You're playing the tougher teams, and your weaknesses are shown.
All right.
Yeah,
we see it every year in Dallas.
We're gonna hold that topic for another day because I see that can make y'all two go at each other. All right, Donte, he said Green Bay. Who you got for the surprise team of the year?
I was gonna go with Green Bay too. I got them as second in that division. Behind Detroit. And if you second in that division, I think you're gonna squeak into a wild card. You know what I'm saying? I think they got a chance of being one of those top wild cards. I think they're gonna be a 10, 11 win team. But I like their defense. I like, what they did with, them young receivers. Jordan Love is just coming up. He looked legit to me. He don't look shook. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He looked like he know where to go with the ball. He know where his check downs at. He don't look like a dude that's just out there running with like a chicken with his head cut off. So for me, it's Green Bay. Like I said, I got them second in that division, and again, an upper echelon wild card.
What about you?
My surprise team, it may be a bit of a shock to you all, but it's going to be the Philadelphia Eagles. And I say that's a shock because after that historic damn collapse last year, nobody will be picking them I'm picking them to get to the second round or back to the NFC Championship.
Really?
And I mean, hear me on why I say this. They heavily upgraded the secondary. They went and took their first 2 draft picks and went and got 2 dogs at cornerback. 2 dogs. Okay? Especially with Cooper DeJean being a kick returner, wide receiver, cornerback, safety. They got dogs on that team. So, and they also still brought back Slay. They probably take and hide Bradbury's helmet and never let him play again. But they were 10-7 last year, and they limped into the playoffs, bro. I think it was 10-7. I have him at least going 12-5, 13-4 this year. I think Jalen Hurts is going to get right back to the way he was during the MVP year. I see him playing well again, and I looked at his schedule. Schedule ain't that tough this year. Schedule ain't that tough. And I also think he learned to stop running every damn chance he got, and he kept taking hits, thinking he Jerome the Bus Bettis out there. So I see them doing 12-5, 13-4. Even though I would love to see my Commanders win the division, they ain't. I see the Eagles winning it because they didn't lose. They lost DeAndre Swift, but they brought in Saquon Barkley, who they should have had a smash and bruising running back anyway.
That was key.
So if I didn't see them they did more of an upgrade than a downgrade. They have a much better offensive coordinator now. They finally have a real defensive coordinator now versus the God. I want to call him Matt LeBlanc. God
Matt LaFleur.
yeah, Matt.
The
Yeah,
floor.
no, not LaFleur. LaFleur is the Green Bay coach.
I don't know.
God,
I ain't even
he
gonna
Yeah.
lie. I don't know who
he
their
used to be the
coordinators
Detroit.
are.
He used to be the Detroit coach, but he stepped in last year. I can't remember his name. They upgraded their defensive coordinator. That's gonna be my surprise team of the year. Now, to most people, they'll say that's not a surprise team of the year. But if you go from 10-1 to 10-7,
Yeah.
people usually write you off. So
Yeah.
when they come back and give you 12-5, you're like, all right, they're gonna be a sleeper team.
That Barkley pick was key. To me, if you got young quarterbacks, you have to have a stud running back. I mean, you have to have a running back that you can get the ball to 25, maybe 30 times a game. Those are the quarterbacks that excel. That, and along with a great tight end. If you put that around young quarterbacks, I would agree. So I do like that pick.
And Barkley is an upgrade over Swift. Swift was a Barry Sanders type running back, which didn't fit Philadelphia's style. Because
Yeah.
he's trying to spin move and act like it's Madden out here. Barkley's gonna run straight
Straight
downhill,
up.
and
Can he stay
then
healthy though?
a lot of pressure off Jalen Hurts from running all the time. They don't got to keep trying to run screens for Brown all the time. It takes the pressure off him. So I'm not a Philly fan, but I do see them doing a major turnaround this year. Like I said, I know 10-7 is not bad, and you get to the playoffs. But from 10-1 to 10-7.
Yeah, they fell off. And they fell off to the point where we caught them, and we were trash. I mean, we beat a bunch of people. But you know what? I'm not going to go into that. We'll say,
I'm
like I
gonna
say,
give
we'll say that.
you another sneaky one to watch is the Cleveland Browns. If they can get competent play out of you know who, the $236 million man. If they can just get competent play, that defense is so lights out on the defensive side of the ball. If you can get confident play out of him, again, Baltimore is the cream of the crop in that division. I know, but I wouldn't sleep on them to make some kind of move if that dude can actually get back to some kind of form that he had when he was down in Houston.
Let me tell you what the problem with that is. They're the Cleveland Browns.
Come on, man. At some point, you gotta
I
actually.
understood everything you said, but they are the Cleveland Browns, and they disappoint you every year. Every year, you're like, okay, they look like to do something. The defense is always pretty good. The run game, with Chubb and the other cat, pretty good. But they always, it's just something about that organization that just don't click when they supposed to. They've had good teams. They've had, not quarterbacks, but they've had okay teams.
Well, now I think they do have a team. Now I think they have the people that they got Deshaun Watson. If Nick Chubb come back from that horrible knee injury, if he just comes back 80%, that's better than what they had last year. I think they used 5 quarterbacks. They had to go get Joe Flacco old ass off the sofa to start throwing, and then he looking like prime Gus Frerotte in the playoffs, throwing pick after pick. So if, like Donte was saying, if Deshaun Watson can come back in there and just show some flash of how he was in Houston, but for all that drama, this dude, he can take them far because their defense is blazing fast.
They are lights out.
And when you got a pass rush like that,
yeah,
and they got the weapons. They got the weapons on offense. They still got Amari Cooper. They still got Njoku. And sorry, I'm gonna keep calling Njoku.
No, that's the tight end, right?
Yeah, the tight end.
Yeah,
they still got Njoku.
Yeah,
Nick Chubb come back.
Nick Chubb, no.
Deshaun Watson. I think they got it, man. Because I really don't think their division is that tough. I was rooting for them last year, but man, when I saw they was putting in the plumber from Roto-Rooter and to play quarterback, I was like, oh Jesus, man.
I got 2 words: the Browns. I can't do it. I just can't do it. They have to show me. And they on paper for a few years they look good. You're like, oh, why can't this team win? Why can't this team win? They were picking them to rival the Ravens a year or 2 ago, and they just fall short.
Who y'all picks to win the Super Bowl this year? I want to make sure I get this. We got this on tape, so when we can come back in January, I'm like, damn, that's who you picked. You did good or you did bad.
So let me start with the 2 teams I think going to face in the NFC Championship game. I think you're going to have the Lions again, and I think it's going to be the 49ers. But the 49ers winning. AFC, Kansas City, I'm going to throw this out there, but geez, the Bengals. They're one of them teams that you look at them and you're like, why aren't they winning? I just think it's going to be them, Kansas City, 49ers, Super Bowl. I'm never going against Mahomes if he's healthy. Matter of fact, he can have one leg. I'm still betting on him. I'm still betting on that cat.
I'm gonna have two new teams in it this year. I'm gonna have in the NFC Championship. I'm gonna have the Lions and the 49ers. But I'm gonna pick the Lions. I'm pick the Lions going to the Super Bowl this year. I think it's their time. That defense got better. That's really where their weakness was last year. They went out and addressed some things with that. They got better. They still got, all those weapons on the offensive side of the ball. I'm going to pick them over the 49ers this year. Because they was right there with the 49ers last year. They was like a half away from beating the 49ers. Yeah. So I'm going to pick them this year. And the crowd is kept. I'm going to come back and it's going to bite me. I'm going to go against Mahomes. He's going to be in the AFC Championship. But I'm going to go against him.
Don't you say the Ravens.
I'm going to go with the Ravens only because I think they learned their lesson last year, and that's why they went out and got Derrick Henry. That Derrick Henry pick was all about that loss last year. They figured out, look, we cannot throw the ball over the motherfucking yard 50 million times with Lamar. We are not going to lose to Patrick Mahomes. We going to run Derrick Henry into the ground into that game. That pickup was as a result of that loss last year. So if they get back there this year, they going to run the ball like hell. He going to have 30 touches. Lamar going to have another 20 touches. They are not going to throw the ball over the yard, and I think they're going to end up beating Mahomes this year.
Okay. Who you got winning the Super Bowl?
For me, my Super Bowl pick, if the Lions go up against the Ravens, I'm going to pick the Ravens. Because, again, I think if you beat Kansas City, you go in that game on a high. Like, at that point, you like, look, we quote unquote unbeatable at that point, and they gonna have whatever their mojo is. They gonna have whatever recipe they got. Like I said, that Derrick Henry pick for me was a big pick. You know what I'm saying? As a going back to the Cowboys, that was the pick that I wanted for them to pick. But when the Ravens picked him up, I was like, that pick right there was strictly to beat Kansas City.
But that's the same thing we was saying about the Eagles picking up Barkley. I think it's along the same line.
True.
Yeah, Derrick Henry takes the pressure off Lamar Jackson from running. Which when I was watching them play that AFC Championship game last year, I'm like, God damn it, run, and he just tried to stay there and throw in the pocket, and I'm like, God, he needs somebody to lean on right now. And
listening to the media,
Derrick Henry, he can lean on Derrick, and Derrick is the big barbarian-looking running back who is going to just be trucking people the whole game. If he stays healthy, they will go really far. But I don't know if they got load management in the NFL, but they may want to try it with Derrick a little bit.
Yeah, because Lamar can get you to the playoffs on his legs. But that's one of, I watched that playoff game, and I just thought, this dude is listening to the media telling him that he can't play outside of running the ball. So he sat there, and he forced himself to stay in his pocket and throw the ball. That's not his game. What got you there was your legs. They could have won that game.
Yeah.
Had he not been listening to the media. But after a while, it wears on you, I'm sure.
You know who suffered from that same thing towards the end? Michael Vick. When Michael Vick was in Atlanta, before he had all the issues, legal issues and all of that, which we ain't talking about, he stopped running because remember, the media started pressing him about you can't pass. And then there were games where they started to lose because he kept trying to force the pass and show that he was Montana and Steve Young. And I'm like, Mike, you the fastest dude in the NFL. Take off and run. Now with Lamar, I don't like when Lamar runs. Lamar isn't as big as Michael Vick was or like Donte Culpepper and those dudes. I don't want him running. Get that ball to Derrick Henry. Let Derrick Henry beat him down, and then you can do your sneak runs and get in there. But when, last year when he was like, I'm not going to run. I'm going to try to beat the Chiefs by air. I'm like, come on, son.
You're not a gunslinger.
Who gave him that game plan? That was the worst game plan on the planet. Man. Like, you came in as the number one rushing team in the NFL, and you decided just to sling the ball over the yard all game long.
Horrible.
That was a disgrace, man.
Yeah.
I mean, if you wanted to do it for a half and say, all right, we're going to try this for a half to see what it worked. But the fact that they didn't even make an adjustment and try to go back to what they do best in the second half, I was like, I don't know what they it was like, man, we don't even want to win.
That dude was definitely listening to the outside influences, and he blew. I mean, the road through to the Super Bowl went through Baltimore, and you change up what you did to get you there. That was horrible.
Bro, I bet you he ain't getting no crab cakes for the rest of the year about that joint. All the T's and Q's people down down in the wire would probably was like they probably egged his house. It was a wrap for that dude, man, because I don't know if y'all saw it. The governor was at the game tailgating with people.
Yeah.
They had all these Baltimore celebs out there because everybody knew this is their moment.
Yeah.
I said this is Baltimore's moment.
Yeah.
And when I watched Lamar, I was like, what the hell is he doing?
It was built for them to win. They had the bye. They had the number 1 seed. You had was coming off rest. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to beat Patrick Mahomes, you want Patrick Mahomes to not play in Arrowhead. You want him to play in your place. Like, everything was set up perfectly for you to go to the Super Bowl. And like I said, to go into that game and with that game plan, it's like, man, look, if I'm going to lose doing what I do best. I'm not going to lose trying to do anything else. And the fact that they did try to, put a round peg in a square hole, I don't know what they was doing.
Listen, I'm going to have 250 yards rushing with 60-yard passing with a win. Simple as that.
Yep.
But hey, Derrick Henry is going to take that away from him. Hopefully they got some good backups so they can get back to it. And, now for the AFC Championship, I got the Bengals, the Chiefs. The same thing with the 49ers. If the Bengals stay healthy, if Joe doesn't break his leg, tear his hamstring, because it seems like every other season he has in NFL, he's out. But when he's healthy, he cooking. And I think him and Mahomes are neck and neck when they're playing at their best. But when he's sitting there, his left guard, left tackle out, I'm like, oh, well, since he's going to lose. If they're healthy, I have Cincy beating them, especially if Cincinnati does not trade any wide receivers. If they don't trade T. Higgins, then I think they can make it and they can beat them. Now, over on the NFC, I got the Eagles and I got the 49ers. If the 49ers are healthy, I think they pull it out. And I think in the end, we get Bengals, 49ers. And to me, at that point, it's all about who stays healthy. Who makes it there?
Super Bowl 31.
Who makes it? This is where I think the San Francisco 49ers will pull it out and win. Because in the end, that defense and do nothing to get stronger. The offense is still strong. Their only issue every year has been the same damn thing. Who getting carted off the field? Goddamn Dre Greenlaw popped his Achilles getting hyped on the field.
That was crazy.
Hufanga, he tore his Achilles making a routine tackle. It's like they just kept losing people. So like I said, if the Bengals and the 49ers stay healthy, those are two I got going to the Super Bowl, and I got the 49ers winning. Now, would I be happy to see the Eagles win the championship? I wouldn't be mad at it as an NFC East fan. Only team I don't want to see, I don't want to see the goddamn Kansas City Chiefs. I don't care what nobody say. I'm sick of all the Taylor Swift stuff. Travis Kelce. I'm sick of that.
The Swifties
not like Tay-Tay.
The Swifties gonna cancel our podcast before it gets started. They gonna cancel us before we get started.
Look, two things you don't mess with.
You don't talk about Beyonce and you don't talk about Taylor Swift.
I was just about to say that. You don't talk about them Swifties and you leave the beehive alone, man.
Leave them alone.
Y'all been watching the Olympics? Y'all seen the Olympic USA basketball team?
Yes, sir.
Today they beat Brazil, dusted them, totally smoked Brazil. So they're advanced to the semifinals. They're going to be playing Serbia, I believe. So it's like a rematch of like the first round game. They got Jokic and they got Bogdanovic on the team. They're not 1992 Dream Team, but man, they looking damn close to where they beating people right now.
Their starting five is better than probably all the other starting fives. But you got Canada, you got Serbia, you got all of these dudes who got starting five who have, at least three players in their starting lineups are actually NBA players. So, you know what I'm saying? When they play against teams and play against their starting five, it don't look like they blowing them out. Would a USA come in and blow people out is that second team. Because you got a second team that come in and all of those second teamers are all stars, future Hall of Famers, and could be easily the starters of those teams. And then when the other team bring their bench in, it's like Joe Schmo from all, back in the, back in the day or something like that. So that's what, if you look at their team, that's what they always do their separation at, is when they go to their benches, and now the USA they just smoke everybody with their sec. I mean, you got Tyrese Halliburton who averaged, 26 points a game. Basically, he can't even get no burn on that team. You know what I'm saying? You got Jason Tatum, who basically, again, he can play the game, and he didn't get no burn one game. Joel Embiid didn't get no burn one game. So you got these dudes that's, future Hall of Famers and All-Stars that's sitting on the bench. That's just how deep that team is, man.
Yeah.
They can go 1 to 10 to 11 easily, and, like I said, just smoke everybody.
Yeah, at one point I was watching the game today. It was about like 25 against Brazil, and the Brazil players look like, man, just get me back to the beach in Copacabana, man. this ain't working. And I think they had one NBA player on their team. Most of the other teams, 5, 6 NBA players, some of them even 10, like Canada. Brazil had one guy, and he wasn't even really getting no burn in the game. And before you know it, man, I'm looking at, Steph running around, Katie just finger rolling on people. I said,
just doing what they want.
And the first thing I thought was, it's either the U.S. is really good, or goddamn Brazil, you need to stick to soccer and volleyball, because this ain't working. How they made it out of the group stage, I don't know. God damn, it wasn't a good look. But hey, everybody on that U.S. team is strong, and when they play Serbia, I don't think Serbia has a chance of beating them. They got Jokic and they got Bogdanovic, but that's all they got. I still have U.S. winning that game by like 20, and they're going to get to the gold medal game, where they're most likely going to play France, because it's a good look for the Olympics if the home country gets there. But I don't think France is strong enough, even with Wembanyama, Gobert, Nicolina, and all those guys, to beat the U.S. I still think U.S. raises, they get on that podium, gold medal, they win by 20.
Nobody would be surprised.
No.
Nobody would be surprised.
Yeah. Again, the USA basketball is just head and toes, just still better than everybody else, man. It's just like, even though you got a lot of those NBA players on a lot of different teams, like I said, you just can't go as deep as the US, man. They cannot do it. The deepest team that I think they got out there so far is Canada. They got a bunch of NBA players on there with Jamal Murray and Shea SEA, and they got Dylan Brooks and a couple of other dudes. So they can go a little deep, but again, once you go to that bench, that second team, it's a wrap, man. Like they immediately go on like 15-0 runs, 20-0 runs, 20-5 runs, and then you look up, you be like, oh shit, we down by 20 points now. So I don't see anybody just challenging them. Again, they'll make it interesting, but I don't see nobody challenging them to the point where none of these games should be 15 points or less. If somebody stick with them and they won by 15 points or less, I would be shocked.
Yeah, I thought the biggest competition would have been Canada, and they lost today.
Oh, they did?
So,
Yeah, they lost.
Okay.
They lost to France.
Who they lose to? France? Okay.
Yeah, France had 40 points off free throws, and they had 82 total.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah, so Germany's going to be playing France. I think France is going to win that one. Like I said, it's going to set up a France USA matchup, which is right. It's good for the league because you get to see Wembanyama go up against the real stars of the NBA. But in the end, I still think it don't matter, man.
It will be great. It will be for some great sports news if they lose.
Hey.
Oh, man. Oh.
Speaking of good sports news, did y'all see the Noah Lyles race?
Yeah.
The NBA community was waiting on that boy to fail.
Yeah.
Waiting.
Yeah. That
He
was
hey,
the most intense, exciting race I think I've ever watched.
Same. Same.
That I mean, I've never seen it where all 7 or 8 guys were within half a step of each other.
Yeah.
I mean, and literally a lean got
Mhm.
to be honest with you, all of the like Olympics track and field zones been kind of good. They had a jump today with a 1500-meter jump
mm,
with one of the US dudes. I mean, they had 3 US dudes in it, but the reigning champion I think was like from Norway or some way, something like that. And
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
he was supposed to be a runaway, the top
Hmm.
dude.
mm.
And man, I watched that and that was intense too. Coming down the stretch, they had a white dude from America. I think it was Hooker or something like that. I can't
Yeah,
remember his name. Man, he turned on the jets. And
And
yeah,
for a white boy, I was like, I ain't no white boys had it like that, Slim. He turned on the Jets on him. I was like, oh my, yeah, that was a good
yeah,
one. And the
yeah,
women's jump with Shakari, that
yeah.
was a good Richardson. That was a
yeah,
good race. St. Lucia pulling that out.
Yep.
Ain't nobody expect St. Lucia. That was their first ever medal.
yeah,
In the games. I think ain't nobody
Yeah.
expect that. So I mean, again, all of these track and field matches been pretty good.
But
Yeah. Like when you watch that 100-meter sprint, that second when you saw Noah Lyles fall to last place, I said, "Uh-oh." I saw Joel Embiid and all them just getting ready to trash old boy. And then, but I've never seen somebody have that kind of closing speed. That dude closed down so fast, and the Jamaican dude, he was huffing, man. He
yeah,
was gone.
yeah,
And I was like, oh, this dude is a runaway and he's about to just get it. But then you just see Noah running. So when the race ended, I said, he got silver. And I had to see the
yeah, that's what I
replay
thought.
where he just leaned just enough and got it. But when you look at it, 7 out of the 8 were all just a fraction
Of
from
just
getting first place.
they showed time lapse of the race, and
Mm,
everybody was just like this the whole time, all the way down the track. I mean, that was probably the best race I've ever seen.
yeah.
That hands down.
I kind of feel bad. I'm normally rooting for like those little small rinky-dink countries because I'm always one. Because I know when they go back to the country, they're gonna get treated like a king and queen. Like the girl from St. Lucia, bro. They're
Oh
gonna give her a holiday. They're
yeah,
gonna name a
yeah,
holiday after
yeah.
her.
She can
You
write her
know.
own ticket.
Oh yeah, she
She
gonna have to pay for nothing.
nothing.
Jollof rice for life.
Yeah,
No, for her. You know what I'm saying? She gonna be all good.
yeah,
But
yeah.
when I saw it when I saw the end of that race, I was kind of sad it was over. I said, damn, I wish I could see them do it again. But then, I got to watch the 200 meters and the 400 meters and the 1500
Mhm.
stuff like that. But it was pretty good. But I got a real cookout question I got to ask you about this track and field. Why is it that Jamaicans, Americans, and Caribbeans are so goddamn good at track? It's like,
It's like asking why Ethiopians good at marathons. You know what I'm saying? That's just what they do, man.
Listen,
If you look at like the Boston Marathon and these marathons it's always an Ethiopian that win, man. I don't know what it is.
bruh, what was sad? So I was watching track and field this weekend, and they show you everybody go from person to
yeah,
person, and
yeah.
they show you.
You can almost pick who gonna win,
No,
even
I
if you don't
always
know
pick who gonna come in last.
them. Oh, but yeah, you can see that person too. You can
So I'm sitting
definitely.
there and I said, "Oh, China gonna come in last. Oh, Poland gonna come in last. Oh, with the Sri Lanka, how they get in? They gonna come in last." And every time they will come in last, man.
You
Every time,
you watch the Olympics for a total different reason.
bruh. Well, here's the thing. I want the smaller countries to win because I think, like I said, it means more to them. But you can
Mhm.
pick, and every time when they doing like a 200-meter or 100-meter, give it like 2 seconds, and you start to see those same countries fall all the way to the back,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you'd be like, "Goddamn Czech Republic!" Like, give it.
How did they
Like,
even make it?
Man,
How do they
listen,
even make it that far up?
I
you
mean, they
just
did
got
good in their country. They did good in their country in their races.
you
So
just
when they
got
got there,
you just got countries that specialize in certain things. I mean,
yeah,
like China. China always that diving. for China. I don't know what it is. They always win the diving matches. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to like Olympics winning, it's always gonna be USA or or the Norwegian team or something like that, or the Australian team that are always in the top. You know, again, you just got these countries that just specialize in certain things, and that's just what it is.
That co-ed swimming, that won the medal was close. Shit, I can't remember their names.
Yeah,
Well,
I think I remember
swimming is
seeing
normally
that.
a little bit even with who can win.
Yeah.
You know,
That was
And then what the hell did they get? Again, is this new for me? Because this is the first time I saw it. Where the hell did they get 3-on-3 basketball from?
apparently that's been there the past couple times, man.
I said Ice Cube must be rolling over in his grave, man. They done stole his Big Three concept. What the fuck?
I'm not even mad about the 3-on-3 basketball. Did y'all see the breakdancing? Did y'all see that?
No,
Oh,
I heard about it.
I ain't see that.
Oh my trash. Whoever voted that in should lose his job. That shit was horrible. That shit was horrible.
I mean, this year they added a lot of stuff. Like they added BMX racing. They added full rock wall climbing.
I seen that too.
With a bungee.
I'm not even mad at that. These bands was hitting this. I said, this is what we do. This is what Olympic gold. I said, yeah. Let me go ahead and turn it.
Let me tell you, the Olympics bring like some funny moments. A sport that I like watching is shooting. And shooting happened to go viral last week because the guy who won silver medal, he was a Turkish guy who was 51 years old. The dude had no head, no ear protection equipment. He had no special glasses. The Bam had on I think he had on some Nike Tech sweatpants when he went out there. He was shooting with one arm, with one hand in his pocket. They said that, and so the internet went crazy. And they said, man, they done sent the Turkish John Wick out there. Because I'm telling you, if y'all haven't seen it, look it up. Like they go out there with like these special $10,000 glasses on their face, have special lenses on them, and they have like the big, huge protection. The commentator was like, he's out there with like some gas station earplugs in his ear, shooting the gun. And they was like, yo, I think he only got silver because he didn't want to make anybody suspicious that he's a real hitman. You know. But if you look it up, dudes out there shooting, like most, someone when you shoot, it kind of like close one eye.
Yeah.
Like open eyed, shoot with his left hand in his pocket and turn around talking like,
Listen, some people grow up and guns are what they do.
I like seeing moments like that, man.
Yeah.
Like it's real fun stuff. But the Olympics is always like a real fun time for me to sit there and argue and compete about stuff I know nothing about. I'll be sitting there watching water polo like, man, they could have threw the damn ball better than that. That's a flag. You know, put her in the penalty box.
I don't even know the motherfucking rules for no goddamn water polo.
But it's exciting to see. And I learned about rivalries with these countries. Like I didn't know some of these countries hate each other. Like I didn't know like Brazil and Argentina had beef.
Really?
So when they play each other, they gotta keep the fans separated because the players trying to fight each other. They just can't stand each other. So and then there was a lot of like the ping pong matches. South Korea is playing North Korea. There's tension there.
Yeah.
So. So they playing extra hard because, you lose and you got to go back to North Korea. Well,
there was some fake beefing in the breakdancing right too. They was in each other's face. It was horrible. It was horrible. I can't believe y'all ain't see that. I can't believe y'all didn't see that.
I ain't see that one.
Yeah. It was horrible.
It
was horrible. You know what they do? They get just like Cedric Entertainer when he was doing this comedy skit. Yeah. Literally beefing. It was just like that for the Olympics.
92 Dream Team versus this team. Everybody wanted to crown the 92 Dream Team as the dream, like the team for whatever. And some people made some good thoughts on that team. One, they was beating everybody by like 40 points a game. And the reason they was beating everybody by 40 points a game was because basketball wasn't prevalent back then. You didn't have a lot of NBA players on these other teams. Yeah. Basketball for these other countries back in 92 was a pipe dream. Yeah. So that's one reason.
Yeah.
Two, do y'all realize during that time, like Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, they was all in their twilights of their years. Like they was actually on their way out.
I think
Mhm.
You
when
know what I'm
Magic
saying?
retired, Magic was actually retired.
Yeah, he was.
That was the year before after he had HIV or something like
Yeah,
that. So
yeah.
he was like 36, 35, 36. Larry Bird was in his 30s, Mike was in his 30s, and they was trying to compare that to like this year's team where again, you kind of got that same thing. You got Steph kind of going out the door. You
Yeah.
got KD going out the door. You got LeBron going out the door. But the competition is more stiffer this year because you got teams from around the world who have gotten better. So it just got me to thinking about, okay, who would I want on that team? Like, to be honest with you, that team, I think from one, because you had Christian Leighton on that team. So you
Yeah.
had like from one to maybe like 8 or 9 that you could be like, I was good. But this team, this 2014, you got really like 1 to 12 that are really
Yeah.
good. So it's like if I put those teams up against each other, like I thought nobody could touch that 92 Dream team. But as I started looking at the stats and breaking down what those teams really was and who was really on them, it's like I don't know, man. I kind of don't know.
I'm
This
gonna go.
team wins. This new team wins. They're much better players. The game is more physical. They got better competition, and they're stronger and more athletic. Like if you look at the '92, they had Chris Mullin. They had David Robinson, which were good players. But if I put bigger, stronger Anthony Davis, bigger, stronger Bam Adebayo on them, they're out muscling them. We know
Man,
what we know Jordan. We know Jordan got what he got. But I just think the players now are way more athletic. They're way faster, way stronger. They're better. I think they beat them. And like you were saying, Dante, they were playing Angola back then. They were literally playing Angola, Lithuania, where they were taking pictures with disposable cameras of the Dream Team players. These
yeah.
dudes now don't give a damn. They're trying to smoke you, when they play in that game. And all these other teams they playing now got 5, 6, 7, 8 NBA players or EuroLeague players. It's the game is just evolved, man, and it's just the NBA now to me is much stronger. Even though the rules different, it's much stronger now. So I think this team could possibly beat the '92 team, especially since they showed where the '92 team lost to the USA Select team in 1992.
It just got me to thinking.
The select team. Never heard that story.
The USA Dream Team played a closed door game against the USA Select team, which was all the college players. That now all the players are now starting to talk about it. Grant Hill, Jordan, all of them start talking about it. They beat them in a game. They beat them. Now, they did say when they played them the week later, they got totally destroyed because now they were
Come on.
upset.
You're right.
But do I see Steph, LeBron, D Book losing to the college all stars? Hell no. I don't see it.
It's probably more of a pride thing. That back then you probably like, man, these kids, you ain't gonna take it serious. But then you lose or whatever the situation is. Now they're talking, so of course people not gonna repeat that. Of course, Steph and them will go in there like this. Yeah, we're not gonna be what they was talking about with the Dream Team. We're not gonna do that. But I say the '92 Dream Team for one reason. I just think they had more heart than these players got now. These dudes, they want to be your buddy. They want to play on your team with you. Them dudes, Magic and Jordan, all them, they wanted to beat you. They wanted to run over you on the way to get a ring. These dudes want to join each other and party with each other and all that. You didn't see none of that back then, and that's one of the reasons I will never be able to call LeBron a GOAT. He's good for what he is, but the sophomore era of basketball, I can't do it.
Mm.
I can't do it.
Well,
Hey,
again, that's a whole totally different story. That
yeah.
GOAT thing, like I
Yeah, we can
said,
definitely go down that rabbit hole.
yeah,
Another.
we can go
Yeah.
down that route. Again, the only thing I'm gonna say on that is the same thing I say to everybody when they bring up that GOAT conversation. Ask Charles Barkley why he don't have a ring. Ask Reggie Miller why he don't have a ring. Ask Patrick Ewing why he don't have a ring. Ask all these dudes that's
John
all star
Stockton.
that are NBA Hall of Famers why they don't have a ring, and they gonna all say one name,
Yes.
Michael Jordan. Now ask Tim Duncan, did he get a ring on LeBron's watch? Ask
Steph Curry.
Dirk. Ask Steph Curry, did he get rings on LeBron's watch? Ask Dirk Nowitzki, did he get rings on LeBron's watch? Jordan will not let you get no ring on his watch.
Absolutely.
You are not getting one
You
as
can't
long
do
as I'm here.
And let's we can end on this if y'all want. He skated through the whole East for the 9 or 10, 15 years he was there getting to the finals. No one challenged him. There was nobody in the East to challenge him. But when he came up against some teams on the West, he's 4-6. Or whatever his record is. End the story. Go my ass.
I get. Wait, we're gonna end it on pocket watching. We're gonna talk quickly about a little bit of finances going on. Since we just talking about the Olympics, I want to talk about the price of a gold medal. Now, most people don't know you get money from your federation for a gold medal.
I've seen this.
Yeah. So there was like some shocking statistics recently about gold medals. Apparently, the U.S. players get $38,000 per gold medal, but that's low compared to everybody else. You care to guess who are the countries that are above the U.S.? I'm gonna save
saw the
y'all some
list.
time.
Yeah, I saw the list already, but I don't remember. I saw the list, but I don't remember.
I just saw the one person, and I think she was China, and she got like 758 million. I mean, 758,000.
Yeah, number one on the list is Hong Kong, $768,000 per gold medal. The next closest after that is Israel with $275,000.
Damn, so they're giving out $500,000 more for a gold medal.
So I don't know when they changed it, but the U.S. didn't used to get paid at all. It used to be just pride to go pay for your country and win. Where you actually made your money was actually the endorsements that you was going to make off of being in the Olympics. So when I saw that they was getting paid this year, I was like, oh, damn, that's kind of new. Because like I said, as I remember it, you know, like back in the Dream Team days, they didn't get paid nothing. It was just, okay, it was pride, you pay for your country, you win, that's, you know, you get your money and endorsements and all of that. But okay, my thing with it today is I think it's so disproportionate just because of what the pay is in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? The NBA, these dudes are millionaires already. And you want me to come and play again. The US money is so much more than China's money or whoever's money that you can make a lot more money in the US doing sports than you can in these other these other countries doing sports. So again, like a Simone Biles, I mean, she can make so much money in the USA with endorsements and all the other stuff that she got going on that we don't really need to pay her that much. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, maybe the lower level dudes, maybe you want, again, somebody who ain't as known as her. You may have you may want to pay those type of people. But I think the concept just comes from, again, we already paying, y'all already making money over here in the U.S. You make hand over foot, millions and millions of dollars. You know what I'm saying? It should just be an honor for you to come play for your country and now win again. I think they was like, okay, well, we gonna give y'all some kind of incentive. But most people, again, when the U.S. they go play, they like, I just want to play for my country. You know what I'm saying? I really ain't thinking about the money. LeBron don't need the money. Anthony Davis don't need the money. All them NBA players, a lot of these people don't need the money. Michael Phelps, he ain't need the money when he was playing. You know, he was winning in the U.S. and making hand over foot and money. So I just think that's my point of view.
Them endorsements.
Yeah, a lot of people ask like, well, why does the U.S. pay so little? The U.S. has the most athletes out of all of the countries. So I don't know if you all saw the opening ceremony where they had that boat where all of them was hanging off the boat. They damn near sank the boat like the Titanic because they had so many people on the yacht that you got to think if they're bringing 800 people times 38,000, let's just say, I think they're up to like 51 gold medals now. You know, that's a pretty good chunk of change. Plus, they probably pay out for silver and bronze too. And also remember, the U.S.'s accommodations ain't like everybody else's accommodations. Most of the big athletes for U.S. ain't staying in the village. They staying at the nice Marriott's or Hilton's or whatever chateaus they got in France. You know, they ain't sleeping on the cardboard bed with no AC. You know, so but I thought it was pretty cool. And one last thing I want to talk to y'all about, and this is to be really, really quick, is about the highest paid athletes right now in the Olympics. This is a list that I expected it to see these names, but then the people who are kind of there kind of shocked me. So real quick, number 5 is highest paid Olympic athlete in France, Kevin Durant, 89.7 million. He makes 42 million off endorsements, 47.7 from his NBA salary. Number 2, Giannis, Greek Freak, 100.8 million. He makes 55 million endorsements, $45 million in salary. Number 3, care to guess who it is?
Somebody in the NBA probably.
Steph Curry.
Yep.
101.9 million, 50 million endorsements, 51.9 in salary. Now, number 2, you can already guess who one of number 2 is, but you're not going to guess who the other one is. You know who number 2 is?
LeBron.
LeBron.
LeBron. Yeah, I knew LeBron had to be up there.
127.7 million. He makes 80 million a year off endorsements, 47.7 off his salary.
80 million in endorsements.
80 million. Now, number 1 threw me off. I had to research it and read about it a little bit more. Take a guess, a wild guess, who the number 1 highest paid athlete is in the Olympics.
Is it a swimmer?
It's not Simone Biles, is it?
Nope. She didn't even crank top 20.
I would think it got to be a basketball player.
Nope.
No.
Let me know when I give up.
A tennis player?
Nope. Let me know when you give up.
I give up. I don't know.
Yeah.
Jon Rahm, the golfer from Spain.
The golfer?
Yep.
What?
$210 million a year. He makes $20 million off endorsements. His salary and winnings is $190 million a year.
Good.
Jon Rahm. So right now he plays for the Spanish golf team. He also plays for Live Golf. So that's that new Middle East. He don't play with PGA anymore. He plays this new Middle East.
Oh, that's that Saudi money.
Yeah, I was about to say, there it go right there.
Yeah, that's Saudi money. So, okay. That makes sense to me now.
Yeah. $210 million, 190 from salary, 20 million from endorsements. But when you're making 190 million off of Live Golf, brother, you don't need no endorsement.
They be like, you want to endorse our socks? I'm like, nah, I'm good.
I mean,
go to where the Jordans I got.
What are you going to endorse the Middle East, man? You going to endorse some new sand? What are you going to endorse out there?
Yeah, that's crazy. 200. Yeah.
But hey, folks, it was fun.
Of course.
It's always a good time linking up with y'all. And hey, until the next episode.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.